Anxiety is our body's natural way of responding to stress. It is a normal part of anyone's life. As mentioned in the previous video, some of the most common symptoms of anxiety are restlessness, difficulty concentrating, fatigue, irritability, worries that are difficult to control, sleeping issues, or pains and aches that are difficult to explain. Depending on each person and on the circumstance that triggers our anxiety, it might be manifesting differently for me than it is for you. I might be hyperventilating to the point of having a panic attack, while you might simply be sweating profusely. I might get dizzy and sick at the thought of needing to do some sort of public speaking, while you might be staying up at night continuously analyzing a situation. Regardless of the form our anxiety takes, there are a few things that we can do ourselves to better manage our responses to events that trigger our symptoms. The first thing we can do for ourselves is ensure we have a healthy and balanced diet, avoid overconsumption of alcohol and caffeine, and sleep at least 7 to 9 hours a night. A diet mostly based on whole grains such as quinoa, oatmeal, or whole grain bread has been proven to aid in managing anxiety, whereas a diet rich in carbohydrates and sugar is known to do the opposite. Having some kind of protein at breakfast is also helpful in keeping you full for longer, so you won't feel starved until your lunch break. However, each one of us has to be mindful and notice whether we have any food allergies, since these can increase discomfort and with that, our levels of irritability and anxiety. Drinking enough water is also paramount in managing anxiety, since even slight dehydration has been linked to mood changes. While we're on the subject of liquids, certain teas have been historically used to induce a sense of calm and rest, which can aid our anxiety. These are peppermint, chamomile, lavender, valerian, lemon balm, and a tea that seems to have incited many people's interests lately, ashwagandha. If your anxiety is affecting the way you breathe and your heart rate, the type of anxiety you're experiencing is called bottom-up. One of the most effective methods to manage it is through breathing exercises. These are meant to help your body signal your brain that you are not in danger and that there is no need for it to resort to a fight or flight response. One way to do this is to breathe in deeply for 4 counts, hold your breath for 4 counts, and then breath out for another 4 counts. Do this for at least 5 times or until you start feeling calmer. If breathing for 4 counts is too straining for you, start small. Even just doing this exercise for 1 count helps. Gaining control over the way you breathe already tells your brain that you are no longer being threatened. If, on the other hand, your anxiety is the top-down type, where your reactions are manifested in your emotions and in your inability to control your thoughts, mindfulness could be the best solution for you. This is an ancient practice that has gained traction lately, and it refers to one's ability to live in the present moment in a non-judgmental way. This means that when we are mindful, we are not worried about tomorrow, we are not still analyzing a conversation we had weeks ago, and we are not under the impulse of adding a label to our thoughts. This is a good thought, this is a bad thought. We are simply living in the present moment. One way of becoming more mindful is through meditation. Sit in a comfortable position, somewhere far from distractions, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. As thoughts come into your mind, don't follow their lead, let them pass and bring yourself back into the present moment by focusing on your breathing. Do this for as long as you feel comfortable, even if it's just for 5 minutes to begin with. By practicing mindfulness meditation, you are increasing your ability to focus and take back some of the power your worries exert over your mind. Getting enough sunlight is also a great way to manage our anxiety. By exposing ourselves to enough sunlight, we are increasing our serotonin levels, which has a positive effect on our mood and overall sense of well-being. Getting enough physical exercise doesn't only keep us in shape, but it also has a big impact on our capacity to manage our anxiety. If going to the gym is your preferred way of exercising, do that, but even just taking a 20 minutes walk has been proven to calm your mind and relieve your anxiety. If done in nature, this walk becomes even more beneficial both for our minds and bodies. In general, doing more of the things we love and enjoy leads to better managing our anxiety. Self-care isn't only for people who have the money or time for it. It is for absolutely everybody, and it can be as simple as reading a book or watching a movie. Maybe cooking is what tickles your fancy, or having a bubble bath, or hiking. Do more of that. Do more of the things you enjoy. Another way to manage our anxiety is to do some introspection. Journaling is a great way of doing this because, in order for you to write down something or to talk about it, you first need to be aware of it. By writing down your experiences, you give yourself the possibility of becoming aware of certain behavior patterns that might be causing your anxiety. These can be the way you react to certain stimuli, or it can be your environment. Or if your anxiety leads you to catastrophizing or seeing things in black or white, putting thoughts into words will make them seem less daunting and more realistic. Use journaling as a tool to increase your self-awareness, but also as a way to get things off your chest. This way, you become more aware of circumstances that trigger your anxiety, and you get an option to react to them or not. Knowing things gives you the power to change them. All in all, please know that anxiety is something that all of us have been confronted with at least once in our lives. You are not alone in this. Try out some of these practices that help you manage your anxiety, and see which one works best for you. However, if your anxiety gets in the way of you living your life and renders you unfunctional in one way or the other, I strongly encourage you to seek out professional advice. You, too, deserve to live a fulfilling life, one in which anxiety does exist, but it can be managed.